Hello, hello, it's Tash and Ro.
Welcome to or welcome back to It's Saturday, your personal self-care pod where you can escape the work week and unwind with your two besties.
No matter what day of the week it is, but for us,
It's Saturday.
Yay.
All right.
Look at our little sweaters.
We're wearing, for the audio listeners that don't have visual, we're wearing these Yao sweaters, these Ottawa sweaters from the Capital Collective shop. And they're so freaking comfy.
Dude, I don't know if you guys can even tell from the video, but like they're fuzzy on the Yao letters. And I've just never really seen that before. And I really just love the little detail that they put into it. And
the color is also perfect. We were just talking about how like this color blue, I just love it.
Yeah, especially right now in the fall.
Yeah.
Just like this is my new favorite sweater. And I feel like we don't represent Ottawa enough, you know? It's
Literally.
like I don't have anything to my name that's like Ottawa. Like I literally have Muskoka, Yankees, like
New York, yeah.
New York, yeah, all these
this-
other things. But like where we were born and raised, like come on, we gotta represent.
Yeah, and so we'll link these sweaters below. But yeah, actually, speaking of that, my dad does something funny. Like every time he visits somewhere, he gets a sweater of that place.
Wow, you must have a lot of sweaters.
He has like a ton of sweaters. So we started doing that together. Like when we went to Winter Park in Colorado, we got a sweater together. When we went to Paris, we got a sweater.
Together. So we booked like diagonally, like I was an aisle in a row of 3 and he was a row of 3 on the aisle as well. So we were just like diagonal to each other, both in the aisle. And then whatever, this flight is full and the biggest guy on the plane sits beside me in the middle, like huge, like tall guy. His poor knees. I was just like, wow, I feel so bad for you. Like that, yeah. I'm not switching. I don't feel that bad. Anyway, and then Matt and I like bought snacks before, and then so like we're sharing our snacks, and like you can tell that we're like clearly like a couple. And this guy like taps me and he's like, hey, like I don't mind if your partner like wants to switch with me and you guys can sit beside each other. And I was like, listen, I'm like, yeah, I will entertain you and I will ask my husband, but there's no way Matt's gonna switch to the middle seat just to sit beside me.
Because you guys are both tall.
We're both tall and we both have like his ACL. Like I have a little knee issue when it's bent for too long. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, babe, I'm like, this kind gentleman wants to know, like, do you want to switch spots so you can sit beside your beautiful wife?
He's like,
and
nah.
Matt's just like, absolutely not. He's like not giving up the aisle. And I was like, and then now I can say this. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, we're married, so like it's fine. Like we don't need to be beside each other. We're married.
That is so funny because anyone else would be like, yeah, they're like, you're like, actually, we chose these seats on purpose. We don't want to be beside.
Then I found out after the seat beside the middle seat in Matt's row was also empty. I found out like halfway through the flight, and I was like, no, like, I don't want to go in that middle, and he doesn't want to go in my middle. And that's okay.
Yeah,
like
that's
who,
okay.
Who actually red flag? You pick the middle seat because I don't know why, but if you pick the middle seat on purpose,
that's weird.
By yourself on a flight,
yeah,
red flag, straight to jail.
Also, I just feel like nowadays they just expect you to pay to pick your seat in advance. So then, like all the seats are taken right when it check-in opens. So it's stupid, but.
Anyway, so the flight was blessed though because we got there 30 minutes earlier than we anticipated.
Oh, I love when that happens.
So we get to the airport right away. We just get our car rented, boogied over. We thought we were going to get to the cottage until like 11:30. Brother, we got there at 9:55.
Okay.
So we even got there before some other people arrived. We got there. The first night was dress as the first letter of your name. So I was Tired Tash. Matt was Mellow Matt. And he like just literally wore the same clothes he was wearing the whole time. Zamir's outfit was sick. He was Zeus. Cool. And he was really playing into the part. And Reagan was race car Reagan. Everyone, like, Hannah was Hannah the hair. Carlo, what was Carlo? Captain Carlo. He even had like a fake parrot. I'm like, where did you put this? I'm like, did you check a bag? He's like, no. He's like, my full carry-on is just costumes.
Oh
like,
my God.
Hilarious. The highlight of that night, I will say, was one, I just had so much energy I slept on the plane and just the vibes were immaculate. And I played, you're going to appreciate this, the best beer pong game of my career.
Oh my God.
And I know I really sucked on Saturday night, so you're probably like, okay, sure, whatever. But I was so on fire with this guy Ty. I just met this really tall guy. He's the guy that invented Bloink with his partner, with his fiance. And literally I was supposed to be, I think it was Taylor Neely. I was supposed to be his partner, and he ditched me last minute, and I looked him in the eye. I'm like, you're going to regret this. And then we were undefeated for like 6 games.
It's always like those random nights that you play the best beer pong and no one's watching, and you're like, can everyone watch?
No, at one point though, I started, people were like chiming in on what's happening. And at one point we had like a little crowd going on, and I was just like, oh my God, the pressure. But I don't know what our like vibe was, but we were just like we were meant to be beer pong partners. It was insane. It got to the point we hadn't even lost, and he was just like, I can't play anymore. Like I need to sub someone in. And then someone
I want to go do something
else. Someone subbed someone in, and you know me, I'm like, I'm not leaving until someone makes me leave this table. Yeah. And then I forget who was my partner. I think it was Flo. Love you, Flo. But then we fucking lost. My back was sore from carrying the team.
Oh my God.
But that was insane. And I was blessed the next day somehow with no hangover, even though we went to bed at like 3 a.m., which is like 6 a.m. Ottawa time. So that's like a 24-hour day for me.
Yeah.
But like we were just freaking.
It's the vibes. The first day of a trip is always like your adrenaline is high. You're like, I'm so excited to be here.
And I honestly slept like 4 hours on the plane. I got on the plane, passed out, woke up in Vancouver. I was like, perfect.
Amazing.
Friday we spent, me, Reagan, and Daniela and Hannah spent the day decorating the rave cave. And I don't know if you guys follow Reagan or not, but you should go look at the reel she posted of the weekend, and you can see the rave cave, and it looks like a club.
It literally, you guys killed it with the hats, the hanging hats.
Yeah, Reagan supplied the vision, and then we just like executed it together. And
the boys did nothing.
The boys did absolutely nothing.
Classic.
They helped clean up after. We refused to do any of the cleanup the next day. But yeah, honestly, probably like the coolest like decorating I've ever done for a party. Like she got all these cool things, and
you knew you were going to use it more than just one night. So it's worth like putting in the effort, right? Because you guys use that area. Like
we used the area. We took down most of the stuff though, just to like have it like all ready to go. Cause then the next morning would have been the last morning. That would have been a mission. But yeah, the rave cave looked insane. And this made me realize like on these kinds of weekends, like I really like having like a task or a purpose, like even though like it's like a weekend, I just like helping and like, okay, like we need to decorate this, we need to do that. Like I just like having a task.
I feel like you're always on the decorating committee. I remember for Anita's 30th, you made that box,
that
Barbie box.
Oh my God, that was crazy. I forgot I did that. What am I doing being a teacher? I should be a decorator. And it was really fun to meet the van crew, right? So like they've like finally like set their roots. They have like their really close group of friends there that I've heard about but I've never met. And obviously like the Ottawa and the van group just like clicked so well. And it was just like nice to know that they have such a good group of homies all the way 3,500 kilometers away from us. And we did a Bloink tournament Saturday, which was so fun. And if you guys don't know this game, Bloink, it's essentially like a tower building game where you have like a base that's a circle, and there's all these random wooden pieces of different shapes and sizes. And the goal is to have the last standing tower, and you pick a piece for the person to your left to use in their tower. Wow. And they can use it, or they can pay a token to pass it all the way around, and it might come back to you. So you also have to play strategically in that sense. But yeah, we had a Bloink tournament. There was like 4 different tables, and then the last person from each table went, and guess who won the tournament?
Yeah, I know already, but like this is
the guy that invented the game.
Yeah, this is illegal. Yeah. He shouldn't have been able to play.
Tyler, if you're listening to this, you're probably not, but if you are, I feel like it was a bit rigged. But yeah, still super fun. And then yeah, that night we danced our faces off in the rave cave. Zamir and Reagan both pre-made a set.
Cool.
Played that, and then they had this friend named Matt who they called the mailman. And the first night he dressed up as as Matt the mailman, but I didn't really like get like why people call him the mailman. Like, okay, that's a weird nickname, but like whatever. Like, do you deliver mail actually? And is that your side hustle? I don't know. Then this guy comes on and he DJs, and I get it. I'm like, this guy fucking delivers.
He
delivers.
You were telling this story, Matt, like you're Matt. Also, why is everyone's names Matt? Like, can someone go by Matthew, please, or something? But you were telling the story, and Matt's like, oh my God, I just put it 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I knew this and I wasn't even there.
No, literally like in the middle of the sound was like, oh my God. And
That's
then,
so cool.
Yeah, this guy was probably one of the best live DJ sets I've ever seen. Like he just absolutely crushed it. And he was also just really humble and really cool. So shout out to the mailman.
And he was actually DJing and not just like pressing play.
Live DJ. Like, oh my God, the way he was, it was like every song I was like, wait, what the heck? And the way he would do it, which was really cool, is there'd be a song playing and then you'd kind of hear like a little nugget of another song so briefly, like a few seconds. And if you didn't catch it, you missed it. But I would catch it and I'd be like, oh, is that the next song? Like, I love it. But then it would go away and I'd be like, oh, okay. But then he would bring it back. And then you're like, oh, wait, that's a song he like just played like a few seconds ago or a few minutes ago. So yeah, that was insane. Saturday was the Dominatrix versus Tight and Bright. And it was surprisingly like a super even amount of people did Tight and Bright or Dominatrix. And that's when Reagan had a surprise for us and we did like Squid Games.
And they dressed up as Squid Games. And that was so cool.
It was so
Where
cool.
did they get those outfits
I
from?
have no idea. They had like the full masks and then we all went back to the rave cave where the projector was. They played parts of Squid Games like for each different thing we did. So we did like the red light, green light. We did the cookie. We did like some flip cup. And then I somehow made it to the final 2.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, this girl's gonna be in the finals. Like, I just know it.
It was me and
She's
LK.
practicing the cookie game at home. Like, before you got there.
All I wanted to do was the cookie game and it was so fun and also gross. But so the final task though was to carve and hollow out a pumpkin. Okay. I'm like, bro, I literally did this on Thursday. Like, I'm gonna absolutely crush
This is my Monday to Friday, okay?
But then like, so we like go and there's like these 2 pumpkins and then there's like knives, but there's not like, it's not like pumpkin carving knives. Like these are like kitchen knives, like big ones. And I'm like, thank God 2 responsible women
We're in the finals.
were in the finals.
Also, such a hazard, like drinking and knives. Like,
yeah. And thank God it
idea.
was the last night. So I was like, I'm not really drinking tonight. I'm gonna be responsible. I gotta leave tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, thank God it's me. And LK's super responsible too. But yeah, and then also, so Reagan forgot to actually bring the pumpkins to the cottage. So she had to call up a friend to bring them who was coming this Saturday. But Saturday's like November 2nd. So all the good pumpkins were gone and there were these shitty, hard ass pumpkins. So to carve these it was so hard, you guys. It was so difficult. And then I'm carving it and then I'm like, okay, wait. I'm like, they said to just hollow it out, but they didn't say how. So then I asked one of the referees and I won't name them. But I'm like, hey, can I just smash this pumpkin on the ground? Like, they said to hollow it out. Can I smash it on the ground? And they're like, no, you can't smash it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I keep cutting it for another like 2 minutes. And I look over, LK smashed her pumpkin on the ground and she's hollowing it out. And I was like, oh. I'm like, judge. Then Reagan's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, she's like, that's really smart. I'm like, bitch, I thought of that 5 minutes ago. She heard you
and she was like, I'm just doing it anyway.
Like, dude, that's a perfect lesson. Ask forgiveness, not permission. Yeah. I would have won.
Oh my God.
It's happy to come in second overall. And yeah, it was just an electric weekend. Sunday was the travel day of death though. Like I had to come back really early, so I was up at like 7 a.m. to drive to the airport, change
oh my
everything.
God, yeah, with the time change and a daylight savings too, so that was just like, it's a lot.
Like I thought I was like, oh, you know what, I'll get an extra hour's sleep. Oh wait, but the other 30 people there, like it's an extra hour to party. So I'm like, okay, well that was out the window clearly, because even if I try to sleep, there is a party downstairs going on.
It's so hard to sleep at cottages for that reason.
But honestly, overall, it was one of the best cottage weekends ever. And Matt's like obsessed with his cottage. He's like, when are we going back?
Is
like,
Matt going to make a video from this cottage?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Like, okay,
big time.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's making a video and I can't wait to see it. And it was just so
God,
fun.
So fun.
Yeah. Zamir, thank you for being born. He gave some really good spoken word, of course, as well, which you saw a bit of in Reagan's video that like left all of us just, it's so funny though. He's in this like Chucky, like fucking costume, like saying the most heartfelt, beautiful words. But then at one point I just like start giggling. So I'm like, wait, you're dressed up like Chucky.
This is hilarious. Just like, of course, Zamir has to be giving the best speeches ever.
Yeah. That's my weekend recap, guys.
Okay. While you were gone, a lot happened as well in Ottawa.
Oh
we're not boring.
Oh my God. And yeah.
So in Yao. On Halloween night, we actually went to Saunders Farm with a bunch of friends. And well, first of all, I was like, oh, am I going to miss like all the trick-or-treaters? Because we were going pretty early at 7:30. So I was like, okay.
Oh.
So I'm like,
They
okay,
start at,
I
like,
have, we have like some kids that come early, but I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave like a big bowl of candy and just put like a sign. I wish we had a Ring camera because I'm like, did one person just take all the candy? Because you'll never know.
You never know.
I came back and it was empty and I'm like, in my head, I'm like,
You know,
they shared. But
I saw the cutest video one time where someone, like they had a Ring video and a kid went up, the bowl was empty. So the kid put a bunch of their candy in for the next people to come.
Stop.
I'm like,
That's
whoever raised
so,
this child.
Oh my God, that's so freaking cute. Yeah, I really wish I had Ring camera. But anyway, I'm just going to hope that people shared the candy. I'd actually never been to Saunders Farm on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like I'd gone to Saunders Farm, I think it's like a field trip or something. I can't even remember, or like one of their cornfield like things.
Okay.
But not ever for
know either.
Halloween.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, first of all, I was like, why are the tickets so expensive? It was
They're
like
what, $80?
$60 per person. And I was like, is it like a 30-minute hayride? Like I'm confused at why it's so expensive. But we get there and it's literally, they'd set it up kind of like an amusement park where you get there. There's literally all these rides, lineups to get to the rides. They had like a VIP line section and then a regular admission section. I would suggest if you're going to go on Halloween because there was no kids. So it was really nice. There was no kids because everyone's trick-or-treating, right? So like it was just so nice to be there without kids.
Oh, wow.
And the actors at this place, so you go through the rides and each like little ride section was like a new theme. So there was like a clown section. There was like one that was like in a hospital. There was one that was just like creepy. I don't even know what it was. But anyway, each one had its own theme. And these actors, they're like aspiring actors that are playing these roles. Yeah. And so they literally never broke character. And I believe them. Like they were scaring me, not even from jump scares, just from like their acting. Like
I can't. That's like so scary to me.
I literally was like, wait, what? But it was funny because I was like, being at the front is the best because you actually get to experience like all the jump scares.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the back, like you know what's coming. So I was like, I want to be in the front. So I'm like going in the front. But then literally our guy friends that came with us were scaring us more than the rides. They were like, because they're not allowed to touch you. Like the people aren't.
God.
Yeah.
So you know if someone touches you, that's actually a real serial killer, and you should get the frick out of there.
Yeah. So our friends were like grabbing our ankles, like jumping out and grabbing us and stuff, and that was terrifying. But no, I would definitely go again. And they had like a little bar in the middle where you can get like ciders and like tequila shots if you wanted to, like literally an actual bar in the middle, which was really fun, and a bunch of food trucks. So there was like a poutine bar, there was like beaver tails, like burgers, like everything.
Wow. Okay. So it's worth the $60.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. We were there for like, I want to say like 2.5 hours or something. We were there till close.
And is it far?
It's from here. It's about like 35-ish minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not too bad, but
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
that's so fun.
Yeah, definitely gonna go. We should definitely go next
I'm
year. I'm
down.
like, I'm going next year.
We should go
like,
next year, and I feel like they do sell out like quite often. So we should get tickets ahead of time. Maybe they have like some early bird sale too.
Yeah.
If we should just lock it in because it's on a Friday next year. Halloween's on a Friday next year, so we could do that, and then we could like go out or something.
That would be fun. And I would dress up next time too, because this time I was just like,
like
was
you would
really,
dress scary
or dress up and go to the thing. Yeah.
Oh, were people doing that?
Not some people were. Not really, actually. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, some of
Maybe
them.
not,
Some
maybe
of
not.
people. But I will say, I was thinking about Halloween. Like when we were kids going trick-or-treating, I feel like the diversity of candy was just, there were so many different kinds of candy. Whereas now I feel like everyone just gets their candy from Costco. Like the classic, like
that mix of
like Kit Kat, Smarties, Coffee
There's the
Crisp.
two different ones. Yeah.
Like I feel like everyone's just getting that one.
Yeah.
Like remember those little burger like like the little gummies that were like hot dogs and burgers?
I loved those. Those
I
were
feel like
so
they don't
fun.
sell those anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like also everything is just so small now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's for the better, but I'm just like, I remember getting on my candy like the big bowls, and then I would like organize them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like these are like my favorite chocolates. These are like my second favorite chocolates. These are the chips. These are the candies. These are the rockets.
Yes.
Rockets. No one gets out rockets anymore.
Yeah.
Remember taking rockets
I
and
hated
pretending
those.
they're pills? I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna take all these pills.
Tootsie Rolls. Remember we talked about that last year?
Oh my God. I feel like I've lost a tooth to a Tootsie Roll for sure. That shit sucks.
Oh my God. Yeah. So we did that. And then the other night, actually, we went bowling, which I hadn't gone in a while. And guys, like when it comes to any type of like activity that has to do with aiming. I don't know why, but I'm really good at it. Like I'm good at beer pong. I'm good at bowling. I'm good at darts. Like I'm good at like random.
Oh, you're good at darts?
I'm like not bad. Okay. Like I'm okay at darts. And
it's that 20/20 vision.
And pool. Like I don't know why, but I'm just good at these random like aiming games.
Those are all like fun bar games, so that's great.
But anyway, yeah, bowling was fun, and yeah, that was kind of like our little
strike?
Weekend. Yes, I got so. That's like so funny.
Grade 3 or 4.
Did you have your own shoes? Like,
I don't think so. No, I think they gave us shoes.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
it was just like the blue team and the yellow team. I think it was purple.
That's so cute. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God, yeah. So that was like our night, and then what else happened? My brother and my brother and his girlfriend Nikki were visiting, and one thing they mentioned while they were here, and I was like, okay, this is so true, is that they're like Ottawa prices when it comes to food is just so much more expensive than anywhere else. Like even Vancouver compared to Vancouver.
It's a problem.
Like my brother was like, oh my God, you guys spend so much money on meat and eggs.
Yeah.
And like,
oh my God, meat and eggs is out of control.
It's insane.
It's out of control.
Like even with the US dollar conversion, we like looked at it and we're like, no, we're literally spending so much money on food here.
The Canadian dollar is the worst it's been in a long time.
So depressing. I was
so
like,
sad.
Get us out of here.
Thank God we went to Vegas in the summer.
No. Literally.
Yeah, so sad. Like eggs right now I feel like are $8 a carton, like minimum.
No, they're like, do you want eggs that have seen the light of day? Like $20.
I'm like I kind of do, but also like I want meat.
I know. Also like I'm eating eggs all the time. Like
I am eating eggs all the time. I do buy the more expensive, like not like I don't buy like the most. I buy the middle expensive one. I do buy like the free range, but I'm like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know.
They can see like a forest.
I used to work with my friend Louise, and she has chickens, and she would give me eggs from her chicken coop.
I know.
And my old wax lady used to sell her chicken eggs as well, but then she moved away, and I got laser. So like if I could have anything, I would have chickens. No. I want chickens so bad. It's not allowed in the city though.
It's hard. Our friend Ali has like chickens. Like he had chickens and coyotes killed a bunch of them.
Yeah, because they're in the farm. Like Louise is like in Almont, so it's like farm area, but not. It's still a little rural. Like there's not as many. Like he's on like a farm. Yeah. So he's on acres and acres. But yeah, I would love to just go to my chicken coop in the morning and just like grab my hand. I know. Just take the egg and say thank you.
And they're all like different colors, and they just taste so much better. The yolk is like
the yolk's orange.
It's not like yellow.
When it's yellow, I'm like, oh, it's like I hate white. Like I see a white egg, and I'm like, why is it like ew? Like I need some color to my egg.
Yep. I know. It's crazy. And then what else? Oh, there's a new Thai restaurant that opened near us. If you're like in the Orleans area, it's called Chop Chop.
Everything's opening up here. It's booming. There's always a new spot, new sushi, new Thai, like Chipotle.
I will say the Orleans food scene is really like going up since we got here. I was like, every week Chipotle's opening up. Like in a few weeks, we have like all these random restaurants opening up. I'm like
I remember we used to have family friends that lived in like Orleans, like when I was like a kid, like when I was 5 years old, and we would drive down Innis to go to their house, and there was nothing on Innis, like right, like it was just like dirt and road. Trees, and now it's just there's everything,
literally everything.
It's so crazy to think about.
I know, it's crazy, and they're building more, like
more. They're never
more and more and more. So yeah.
What did you get at the Thai spot?
I got this like soup. It was called like the tom yum or yum yum soup.
No, wait,
tom toms.
Oh yeah, Tom Tom.
Tom Tom.
Like,
no,
yeah,
way. Tom Toms.
No, it's not them.
Yeah, it was like tom yum. I don't remember, but it was a soup and it was really good.
Okay.
Like the broth is just so much flavor to it. And then spring rolls, and then my brother got some like noodle dish. The curries are really good. I just love Thai food.
Thai food is bomb.
I would.
Yeah, I've been to Thailand and can confirm. I would eat pad Thai for $1.
Like. Insane. Meanwhile, here it's like $30. You're
like, yeah. I'm like, I can't do it. I cannot do that.
Oh my God. And then we had a pasta night actually a few nights ago.
Yo, you guys, this was such a fun night.
So fun.
One, it was so nice because shout out to the boys that night because they actually just really took control of the kitchen.
They did everything.
And I don't think we made pasta, but I like didn't touch the pasta. Did you touch it?
We saw pasta being made in front of us, like, but we did not. do the pasta.
I know we took
didn't
a
make
cute
it.
photo with our little roller in front of us. Mike didn't touch it.
No, we literally put our aprons on. Also, I brought 3 aprons because I'm just that bitch. I
Yeah.
brought 3 aprons.
Thinking we were gonna work. Like we thought we were gonna be
I was like, I
working.
gotta, like, I'm wearing black. I don't want it to get all over me. I'm wearing
Yeah.
like the flour. We put on these aprons. We take the photo. We quickly take them off, and we're like, never saw the pasta again until it was done.
No, like, which was so nice.
Yeah.
Like, but it was actually really good. So like Mike and Ash, like they like supplied the stuff for the pasta. You made this insane like olive whipped feta.
So good.
No, Romina, that was one of the best like appetizers I've ever had in my entire life.
So it was, guys, whipped feta. So you literally just like whip up feta. You put it in the blender or food processor with olive oil. You whip it up, and then the olives are the main part. You marinate olives with like a bunch of seasonings and lemon zest, rosemary, garlic, and a bunch of other stuff. And then you put it in the oven, and then the feta part is like cold, and then the olive part is warm.
Oh my God.
And then you just take like crostini bread and you dip it in. It
was
so good. I'm making that all the time.
It was fucked up good.
So
like,
good.
I couldn't. Oh my God, it was insane. And then Matt and I brought a little Caesar salad, homemade croutons.
So good.
Matt made the compound butter, like put it all on the garlic bread. He did a really good job with that. Shout out to you, babe. And then Steph and Justin brought, of course, classic dessert cannoli and gelato. But it was from Farinella's, and the pistachio gelato from there, like dare I say, is as good, if not better, than the pistachio gelato I had in Italy.
And we had affogatos with like the espresso, and it was so good.
Oh my God, take me back.
I know.
And the ravioli we made was stuffed with like butternut squash, and I don't know what the sauce was, some sort of brown.
It was like brown sage butter.
Ugh.
It was so good.
Oh my God.
I was like, is there seconds? And the guy's like, this took us 3 hours to make.
I'm like, wait, give me more.
We're like, is there more? They're like,
Dude.
no, this is all you fucking get. Like,
When I got home that night, and I was like, I would give anything for some of that food right now, because guys, we also played Babul for like 4 hours.
we were playing this game, guys. Babul, if you don't know what it is,
The best
look
game
it
in the
up.
world. Look it up. I'm not even
I'm not even gonna tell you.
All I'm gonna say is that's the game.
And that's the game. And that's Babul.
And we were dying laughing, as you always do with this game. And wow, it was just so.
It was like
funny.
a late night, just because we were laughing so hard at this game, being like, okay, another round. And
then the last round, you could tell like, okay, we're getting really tired. Like we gotta go to bed. We gotta go to bed. But like, fucking bury me with some bubble.
Yeah,
that's some good shit.
So fun. All right, just jumping into some random stuff. So Business Insider just put out an article recently talking about the price of designer bags and how much it actually costs the companies to make. Mm-hmm. Okay, how much do you think a $3,000 Dior bag costs to make?
Does that even exist? I feel that's cheap for Dior.
I know, that's like a sales Dior bag.
I would hope like at least like $600.
$57 to make a $2,800 Dior bag.
So what's $2,800 divided by 57?
The markup is insane. I would
That's
think
49 bags,
dude. You would
Get
think
bent, Dior.
You would think that at least like $100. You know, a 50. That's like a Shein bag. Shein bags are like
that's
$40.
What are they paying the people to make this if that's how cheap it is? And like, is it not genuine leather and like real gold? And I'm just really confused.
This is just another like PSA of why I personally, I'm just like the more I age and like become mature, I'm just like, I personally don't think I would ever spend that much money on a bag unless I'm like super rich.
Buy so many fake bags.
Or come back and just have one bag that costs $50 to make. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me.
No, you can't take your bags into the afterlife, but you'll take your memories that you made
100%
on your trips.
Yeah.
So that is just insane. Yeah, I can't justify it anymore. Like, I always like, part of me, but then part of me is like, oh, I still want like a real Chanel one day, like a nice Chanel. But then I'm like, but why do I want that? Why do I need that? Like, what am I trying to like prove by having that? And also, it's like our lives are pretty simple in the grand scheme of things. Like, where am I gonna go with a Chanel bag? Like, to a nice dinner, or like, am I gonna take it? I don't know.
And then you're always gonna have anxiety that like if your purse gets stolen,
like
screw like your like phone that's $1,000 in there, or like your wallet that has like money, maybe this purse alone would be like $5,000. Like,
you must insure it. If you're really rich, you must insure like all of your things, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
All I know is I have a real Chanel wallet, and I don't want to leave the house with it because it's like expensive.
I know. I was like, are you gonna bring it to Italy? You're like, no. I'm like, oh, are you
I'll
gonna
bring
bring
my
it to
fake
Paris?
one.
No. I'm like, where are you gonna bring this?
It's literally never seen the light of. I think I brought it to like 2 dinners once, and I quickly pulled it out and then quickly put it back in my purse.
Oh my god, it's true. And then a purse, like I would be afraid to put it on their dirty ass tables. Like where would I like now in my bags? I'm like, oh, whatever.
And I feel like now, like people who buy a real designer, at least like maybe our friend group or people that we know, like our acquaintances, they have to almost like take pictures with them outside the store, holding the bag, like the shopping bag, to show like it's real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you just show up with like a designer bag, most people are just gonna think it's fake.
Yeah.
Unless you posted that like with the Dior like.
No
bag. So anyway, yeah, I just thought that was so funny. I'm like, okay,
I'm dead.
yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about being bored.
Ooh.
Because I don't know how often it's happened to you where I know we work out like down in our basements, but like sometimes your headphones might be dead. Or back when I used to go to the gym, I'd go to the gym and I wouldn't have my headphones and I would literally think it was like the end of the world because I need to have some sort of music or podcast or something. However, I've learned recently, and I find this to be true, that it's actually good to find moments of boredom, like usually when you're working out or go for a walk or when you would normally have some sort of stimulation happening, because we're obviously so overstimulated all the time. I know, especially me with my job, or even just like you working on your computer, your eyes are just overstimulated often. And typically when we're bored is when we get our most creative and best ideas, because you don't have that sound or something bothering you. It's just you and your thoughts that can finally like come to the surface where they've been kind of like pushed away from whatever noise is happening.
Yep.
So I'm trying to either go for a run without music more often or walk stark without listening to a podcast, because I find, you know, like you want to have a podcast on to make time go faster, but then it's nice to just like be in the moment and be in your own thoughts.
100%.
And I think that's really important, to just be bored sometimes.
And I will say sometimes too, when you're overstimulated, the moment you go to sleep is when your mind starts racing.
That is such a good point.
Because
and that's so true.
Because you didn't have a moment to pause, to sit with yourself, to sit with your thoughts. And so the moment you get in bed is the first moment you're typically bored. And so that's when all the like stuff starts rushing through your head. So I think the more that you implement these moments of boredom, the less like you'll have trouble falling asleep.
Yeah. And that's probably a good case for as well why you shouldn't be on your phone before bed. You shouldn't be like doom scrolling before bed, because again, you're just getting overstimulated. And when you do stop, you put the phone away, you're just kind of like, okay, and like now what? I didn't give my brain time to relax before putting it to sleep. So now it's still just like wired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's honestly like, wow, going into like the new year, that's like a good goal to have, is like
be bored
more often, or like don't be stimulated at every occurrence. Like if you're going to cook your meal, just like you don't need to be watching TV and cooking, like just cook and like pay attention to what you're doing. If you're going on a walk, just like look at like the flowers, like
listen to the sounds around you.
Talk to your neighbors when you see them, like just things like that. I feel like it's so true. I love that.
Just be bored.
Be bored. Did you hear about actually the Australian Prime Minister is proposing a social media ban?
Yes.
It hasn't come into effect yet, but he's trying to propose a social media ban for children under 16. So like if you're under 16, you cannot use social media.
I love this.
I love it too.
I feel like it's so damaging to children, teenagers, and their minds just are not fully formed yet. And to have them go on these platforms that are like sometimes like pushing like propaganda or just like false narratives or just like things that aren't true, misinformation. And you're just so quick to like believe something the first time you read it. And also just the comparison factor. And it's just like, it's so toxic and dangerous. You don't need to have it when you're that young. Like, what's the point?
And I do feel like too, like children aren't given, like we're in courses for all these different things. We're not taking a social media course when we're in high school.
Maybe we should though.
No, exactly. Because like once you post something online, it's there forever. And so you're like, imagine being like a 13, 12-year-old girl and you're like posting these pictures or videos. And then after when you're older, you're like, wait, what the heck did I post?
Like literally we're so lucky that we got it. Like we did Facebook albums and we were able to like put that shit on lock, deleted, gone. But like, I feel like now people are so quick to screenshot and do something else and then like use it against you, or like who knows, like
public TikTok platforms that kids are posting on, and they're like 11 years old, and it's like weird.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna try to shield my kid away from that stuff for so long.
They're getting a flip phone.
Yes, literally.
They're getting a flip phone.
They need a flip phone.
Yeah.
They don't need social media. They don't need that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like there needs to be more sanctions in place for that. So like, shout out to this guy, and I hope Trudeau or whoever else is in power next like follow suit, because no need.
No, 100%.
No need.
I agree.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna be putting up my Christmas tree this weekend because we're
literally I have it on my thing. Put up Christmas tree.
I love it. And I feel like this is one of the earliest we've done it. Like usually we wait till December. But we're just like looking at our weekends and we're like, hey, stuff's getting busy pretty fast. And then I read this thing that says psychologists say that those who decorate earlier for Christmas are happier.
I agree.
And that just makes sense to me.
But also I'm like, I'm not going to spend all this time putting up a tree. It takes so long.
Yeah.
And then for it to come down in a few weeks, like I want to enjoy it.
Yes.
You
Matt's
know?
like, let's put it up later and leave it up later. I'm like,
no.
I want to have it up because the way the light shines and the Christmas spirit and the Christmas joy that it gives me is unmatched. And I just need that this weekend. So I'm putting up my tree this weekend.
No, I'm literally putting up on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It's weird though, because last year this time there was already snow on the ground, and there's no snow.
There's literally no snow, but I did bring out my winter jacket this morning, and I saw you did too, because I woke up and it said -10, and I said no, I'm going to get my big parka.
Yeah, I recently got a super puff, and I wore a tank top this morning with nothing else, like just a tank top, and then I put on my super puff, and I was sweating.
Wow, how far does it go down on your knees?
Goes like literally goes down to like almost
perfect.
my ankles.
So no skin exposed.
No,
especially when you're wearing your boots later on.
Yeah.
Perfect. Be like, you need a good jacket, you guys. This is my 4th winter with my jacket, and today I just got a compliment on it, and they're like, oh, did you just get that jacket? I was like, no, I got it 4 years ago, but thank you so much.
A jacket's something you can splurge on because like you're gonna use it for so long, and we live in Canada, like we just need it.
Yeah, we have dogs, live in Canada. I'm literally outside. I did the math. I'm outside for like about 2 to 3 hours a day every day. Yeah, because I'm outside in the morning, in the afternoon, sometimes in the middle of the day, and then when I walk dark, like I'm outside a lot.
You're outside more than inside.
I'm outside more than inside. I basically live off the land.
You're literally an outside.
I'm a forager. Like I literally live off the land.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That's crazy.
Did you see that Costco just started selling wine, beer, seltzers?
Oh my god, the amount of snaps I got from people.
I went yesterday because I was like, we have a few weekends coming up that I need alcohol for. Guys, it's finally here. Costco sells alcohol, and I'm so here for it because you can finally get sales. Like,
wow,
you never, when you go to the beer store, it's one price. Like it never goes on sale. Maybe it'll be off like a few dollars.
No,
same with
LCBO sale is $3 off. I'm like,
no,
sick.
No, this is like finally, like seltzers are on sale. You can get good, like you can get Veuve for like $70 or $60 instead of $100.
Wow, that's so good.
And it's just beginning, so I feel like they're gonna add more and more and more. But I'm so happy because I'm like, the States just had this for so many years. Like you can buy bulk alcohol, and
that's so good too. Like for our friends that are like getting engaged or having these big celebrations, to just buy a case of champagne like from Costco instead of going to LCBO. Like, and then you just one-stop shop.
And like the holidays are coming up. If you're throwing like a Christmas party or something, it just makes sense to go to Costco and get that. So another reason to be a Costco member. I'm like, this itself is paying for the membership. Like just the amount of savings you're doing, like saving on alcohol.
100%.
So crazy.
So worth it.
So worth it. Did you watch the Martha documentary?
Yes, I did, and I loved it.
Okay, I watched a few. Like I watched I think half of the first episode. I'm not fully done, but she's like so witty and so funny and so herself.
She's also 83,
which is insane.
She looks like in her 70s, man. Yeah. She looks insane, but she doesn't also look like botched. Like I don't think she had a lot of work done. I feel like she just made a lot of her food from scratch and like got her steps in and like called it a day.
My favorite line of the whole, like I haven't watched the whole doc, but my favorite line so far has been like, if you want to be happy for a year, get married. If you want to be happy for a decade, get a dog. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, get a garden. And I was like, damn.
You're like, check.
That's so fun.
No, she is a boss. She was the first self-made woman billionaire in America, which like that's a crazy title.
Crazy.
she had a pretty like tumultuous relationship like with her husband. I feel it was kind of crazy, and yeah, not to say too much, but definitely just watch it. She's had a wild life, obviously, like going to prison and then learning about how it wasn't really like her fault why she went to prison, and she just
And her comeback
was insane.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you get to the part where they showed her roast of Justin Bieber?
I actually watched that roast, so I know about it.
So funny.
She's so funny, and that's kind of like I feel like when her and Snoop Dogg started.
No,
like,
literally, yeah,
became friends,
yes,
right? Okay, because
exactly
I remember
the
them like being there together, and I was like,
they
this
sat
is
beside each other, and he was smoking weed, and she was like, I basically got high off those fumes that he was like sending my way, and they just like clicked, and I love that collab. Like,
that duo is like iconic in every way. I love Snoop Dogg too. I just feel like
oh my god, I love Snoop
hilarious.
Dogg. He's probably gonna have a doc one day too. It's so crazy to like see all these docs coming out now of like these people, and it's so weird seeing people like when I think of Martha Stewart in my mind, I'm like, oh, she's still definitely like only 50 or 60, and then I'm like, oh my god, no, she's in her mid 80s.
Crazy.
That's so weird.
Yeah, like.
And then I saw this other thing the other day, was like, oh, in a few weeks, like we're gonna say the year 2000 was 25 years ago.
Stop, I can't.
I'm gonna throw up. That's so weird.
I just feel like time is going by.
We're in the roaring
so
20s, like literally right now.
Ew.
In the year 3000, they're gonna look back at us.
Oh my god, I can't. It's too much. I can't believe that. That's
oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Another show, if you guys are like in a binging mood, I just got on the show From.
Okay, I've been hearing all about this now. All my coworkers are talking about it too. I hear it's scary though.
It is scary,
like,
but you'll be fine. Like you watch Lost, you've watched like you've watched
Dexter.
Lost. No, the other one.
Severance.
No, the other one. What's the one that's
Black Mirror?
Last of Us. Last of Us. I feel like
is it like zombie kind of things?
It's no. You'll
Monsters?
see. I don't want to spoil it, but it's honestly, guys. So the director of Lost is like the same director as this.
Oh, wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
so
sick.
literally, it's the same director and. It's just so good and it's so binge worthy. So if you're like looking for a show, I don't want to give too much. I want to talk about the premise, but the premise will kind of give it away. And I feel like the wow factor for the show for me was like I had no idea what it was about, and I just started watching it and was like mind blown. Hannah and Carlo also watch it. There's 3 seasons. The 3rd season just finished. Watch it. Like it's really good. You and Matt will really like it. Like it's crazy. Like the plot is nuts.
Sign me up.
Yeah, so definitely watch that. Have you heard about the scandal?
Yes. Matt was the one that actually told me about this. And I'm gonna say it. Never trust a man with 2 first names. Never trust a man with 2 first names. Dexter Morgan.
Dude.
Serial killer.
Yeah.
Luke Bryan. Abuser.
Oh my god.
Who else?
Dude.
I don't know, but
that's crazy.
I'm looking at you
Zack
guys.
Bryan. He just, first of all, I don't think he's cute, and
no, he's not.
She was
cute,
doing him a service by dating him.
Truly.
But all the emotional abuse. So I listened to the podcast episode. So she's part of like the, I was about to say the Unwell Network. Nope, not that one. Barstools. She has a podcast with Dave Portnoy called the BFF Podcast, and she went on there and literally exposed him because he offered her $12 million to pretty much sign away everything and like not be able to talk about it, clearly because he abused her so hard.
Yeah.
And she didn't even go into details too much, but she gave like a few examples of like he just seems so psychotic, like yelling at her.
Narcissist.
Yeah, like if she was listening to any other country music, he would like get mad.
Singing like Shabuzi and like, yo, why are you singing another guy's song in front of me? I was like, imagine like I watched another YouTube video and I was like, yo, why are you watching that guy's YouTube video? Imagine you bought a table and Faraz was like, why are you buying this other man's table? like that's psychotic.
That's crazy.
No.
And he was just like so controlling. Apparently every time she was trying to like put her career first, he would get pissed. Yeah. She like traveled the world with him, toured with him. And then she was like trying to get back into work and he was like controlling her, being like, I'll pay you not to work.
Dude, then there was another one where he like threw her like this party for her birthday, made this thing, and then was like, oh, I can't wait to be there with you, and then he was there, and then he's like, I can't believe I'm missing like tour for this. Like, I can't believe you made me do this. She's like, bro, I didn't make you do like leave then. No. Like, what do you mean? I don't need you to have fun. Go away.
No, 100%. And she like lost a bunch of weight and stuff. It's honestly really sad, and I'm glad she like spoke out about it because I think his previous girlfriends actually got paid and didn't speak out, and it's coming out now. Like a lot of stuff's coming forward. And it's just like crazy that this guy, just because he's rich and famous, can like abuse whoever the frig he wants because it's like I don't know.
Not anymore, guys.
Not anymore. But like, that's, I don't know. It's just, but also it makes you realize like social media is so fake again, because I remember seeing the relationship on social media and it seemed so genuine and real. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. Like what a cute like love story, you know? And he was like writing songs about her and all this stuff. And now it's like looking back, like,
I don't know.
Ew.
Man. Oh man, the one relationship that I hope is so genuine and real, Alex Earl and Braxton just celebrated their 1 year, and I'm obsessed with them.
Same.
I love them so much, and that love better be so real, and they better get married one day, and they better have little blonde babies, because they're so funny and so cute. And I love, he just seems so supportive, and he just seems very chill, and she's very like extra, and I just love them.
It's just crazy to me that
cute.
His ex was like said that he was like the worst and stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is so polar opposite.
Maybe she was the worst, but sometimes it just takes like a different person.
That's true.
To like match your energy, and like, I don't know, not everyone, you can't just put two people together and like expect them to work, right? So like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and clearly they work. So I love that.
I really love them. I hope they like.
Did you update your Apple Watch yet to the iOS 11?
No.
Okay. First of all,
I keep delaying all updates. Like the update on my phone, I've delayed. No. Update on my watch, I'm delaying. I'm like, I just don't want any more updates.
No, I know. Before I talk about my watch, I will say I got to update my watch. I had to update my phone. And I feel like geriatric. I'm so confused with like all these features. I'm like trying to find things now, and everything looks so different. I'm just like, is this how like older people feel all the time? I'm like, what's going on my phone? Yeah. That's another story. But I did want to talk about some of the cool features on the new iOS 11 that I didn't know about, because when you guys know, I quote unquote lost my watch. Was freaking stolen in Italy.
It was stolen.
I'm gonna die on that hill.
No,
my watch
it was stolen.
It doesn't just go missing in my hotel room. Anyway, so my watch was stolen. Shout out to Ash, who was lending me or gave me her Apple Watch Series 3 for a little bit. But like we're on like Series like 11 now. Series 3 was 2017. Like I couldn't customize my runs, and like I need the watch for running. Then Richard was like, here, I have this watch. And I was like, oh, this watch seems too big for my tiny little dainty wrist. I don't know. So I was using the small one. And then I saw Ash had the big one on Saturday. And I was like looking at her wrist. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look silly on you. So maybe it won't look silly on me.
You didn't even notice that you were wearing a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a 44. And Matt's been telling me, he's like, just use the big one, like rock it. And I was like, no, I'm going to look silly. Anyway, now I'm rocking it, and I'm obsessed with it. So shout out to Richard for giving me his old watch, because he always has to get like the newest version. So this is a Series 6, which is insane. And I want to tell you guys about some of the cool features of the watch that I didn't know about. So the first thing that you can do now is pause your rings. So, you know, so let's say you're going you're going to Paris, or you're going somewhere, and you just don't want to bring your watch with you. So you don't lose your streak, your workout streak. You can pause your rings for like an X amount of time just to take a break, and it won't disrupt your streaks that you have.
Oh, that's cool.
So I thought that was really cool.
And that's only on iOS. That's the newest iOS on your watch.
That's the iOS software, like the iOS 11.
Yeah,
so you can put it on your watch as well. Perfect. I'm assuming. So you can set a date for when you want it to resume. So that was really cool. Another thing you can do is you can customize your move goal per day. So it doesn't have to be like, for example, ours is 700 for the whole week.
Yeah, because I'm like,
sometimes on Sundays you want to rest, but you want to close your rings. So you can make it Sunday, maybe 400 or 500. That way you're still getting up, you're still going for a walk, and that's your Sunday goal. Because Sundays are different than Mondays to Saturdays. You know, they're just different. Yeah. So I really thought that was cool, because then I don't know. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest. I like succumb to the pressure where I feel like I really want to close my rings. So like I have to do it.
It's also all or nothing sometimes. I'm like, if I'm like, ugh, whatever, I'm not even.
I mean, they're not gonna wear it. Or I had to put it on, I have to do it. But then or we could just pause it on the Sunday if we wanted to, or just set your move goal to 100 for that day. Love that. And then there's just so many more, like there's new summaries on it as well. So you can add, move, or remove metrics in your summary tab. So it just like whatever is important to you, you can have on there. Cool. Or you can take stuff out. Like if you don't care about your steps, or you don't care about your VO2 max, like you can get that out of there, and it really just customizes what your summary is. Cool. And I've been wearing it to sleep at night now, because now I've been tracking my sleep, and it's been telling me when I'm in my REM, when I'm in my core, when I've woken up. I can test my blood oxygen level as well. And yeah, I'm just.
And
like,
when do you charge it? You wake up and you charge it first thing?
So now, yeah, I usually when I'm getting ready, I'll like wake up, stretch, then I'll get ready, and while I'm getting ready, I'll just charge it because I'm like just standing there anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll charge it, but the battery is pretty good on this one as well.
Yeah, the newer one, like since I've changed mine, like the battery is like very good.
Like when I sleep, it uses 14% battery overnight.
Okay,
So it's not that bad. Don't update your phone because I'm really confused about that one. But updating your watch, I would highly recommend.
Love it. I love it. Okay. I started actually last thing. I started the series A Court of Thorns and Roses. A Court of Thorn and Roses. I don't remember what it's called, but A Court of Thorn and Roses. It's like a very popular series. There's like 5 books by Sarah J. Maas, and so far I'm not really the fantasy type. Like I really don't read.
It's like elves and stuff.
It's fantasy. It's yeah. So I would say it's like a cross between. Well, I'm only on like chapter 7 or 6, but it's kind of like maybe Lord of the Rings with Twilight, maybe.
Okay, if Twilight's fantasy, I'm down.
Yeah, Twilight's fantasy.
I breathed, lived that shit.
Yeah, and kind of like that, but with like Beauty and the Beast a little bit, like mixed
like
all together. Yeah, but I'm also just starting it, so I'm kind of just like basing
like a sexy book too.
Yeah, it gets I think romantic. Yeah, so but everyone's been telling me that like you get hooked.
Seeing it everywhere, and Ritzy recently was like this, and I really feel like she has good taste in that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, if Ritzy's saying it's good, like I gotta read it.
And I just was like, I was dying to like get back into like reading for the winter. I just like reading before bed, and I was like really slacking. I was just like on my phone, and I'm like, okay, I need to not be on my phone before bed.
No, literally, I started journaling again recently because I haven't done that in a while, and I hadn't journaled since February. Okay. And then like I made this one page where it's like 2024 books that I've read, and there was like 2 books on it, and I was like, oh my god, I really slacked on the books this year.
No, I know, because it was like the year before was like 7 or 8 books, and this year I was like, meh, like
we're supposed to do a book club on the pod, man. Fucking Carrie Soto did us dirty. Or like traumatized by that book. I'm like, that book was the worst book in the world.
No, I know. And then I read another book and I didn't even finish it because I was like, this is so bad. I just need good books. I feel like it needs to be good, and I refuse sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to finish the book to finish it, but I'm like, why am I wasting my time reading a book,
trying to like read fast? I'm like, wait, I should be like soaking this in. Like, why am I like,
it's not like it's a fictional book. Like I need to know what happened.
Yeah, like come on. Okay, no, but I'm excited. I meant to bring my Kindle to put that on my Kindle, but we'll do it next week.
Yeah,
I am reading now, but I am rereading a book, but it's very short. It's called The 4 Agreements, and it's always like it's a good book to keep on the shelf and take it off every now and then. If you haven't read it, it's very quick. It's like less than 100 pages.
Oh, love that.
And yeah, I just would recommend reading that.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. We do have a book club.
We do. All right. Okay, I think that's all the time we have today.
That's a wrap. I'm so cozy in my sweater.
I know. I love this sweater, guys.
I can't wait to rock this everywhere. Oh wait, there's something on the sleeve too. What does that say?
It says their name, Capital Collective. We're linking it below if you guys want to go check them out. Honestly, guys, this is a very comfy sweater. Yeah. And I'm very particular about like the insides of sweaters. I'm like, this one's very thick and
for
like,
reference,
cozy.
we both got a size medium. Yeah. Yeah, because oversized is it these days.
100%. Okay, right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.